This is Sarah Junick with Drilling Contractor. Today I'm at the 2019 IADC World Drilling Conference in Milan. I'm with Anna Ramirez. She's a recent graduate of Missouri University Science and Technology, where she was actively involved in the IADC student chapter on campus. Anna, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me here.
What have you gained from being a member of the IADC student chapter at S&T?
I think to start off, I gained a deeper relationship with my professors, with industry members, and with my classmates. We all got to know each other a lot better, especially through traveling for conferences or general meetings. We learned so much more about the industry that they just never captured in class or just didn't have the time to. So I think that's where it began. And then since then, I really developed my leadership skills by being vice chairman. Before that, I was the treasurer. I increased my public speaking ability. I grew more comfortable with, addressing a crowd or just walking into a room, honestly, on my campus in general. But it's been an incredible experience. And then, of course, traveling to these conferences. This is the third one that I've been able to attend. The first one was in Copenhagen, last one was in New Orleans, and now here in Milan. So it's just been such an enriching experience. So I'm now recently graduated, 1 month as of today actually, and I plan on staying in contact with the student chapter that I was involved in, being an advisor and a mentor as much as I can, and then also joining the Young Professional chapter and the Houston chapter of IADC professionally.
So what are your thoughts on how the industry can attract new employees?
So unfortunately, we're coming out of a downturn in the recent years, and a lot of the flavor that millennials or young professionals have these days is that bad taste that they got from the downturn. So where they either lost their jobs, they saw their family members lose their jobs, their internships were rescinded, or they just weren't able to find any experience, or they weren't able to go to any of these conferences because we didn't have any funding for our programs. So I think overcoming our reputation that we've had in the past few years is going to be the biggest hurdle. However, I think that we're on a good track. So again, internship and co-op programs are back in place. Collegiate recruiting is steadily increasing. And companies are now doing informationals, whether or not they're recruiting, which is a great line of communication that they are starting. And I hope that even if we do have a downturn, let me rephrase that because I really hope we don't have a downturn, but if we do, my biggest piece of advice would be to keep those lines open. If you're not recruiting, tell us, but at least give us the benefit of getting to meet you so that when you are looking for people, we have that relationship with you. You've seen me year after year in your informationals waiting for your company to have a slot open because we want to work. We're here. And we understand this industry, or at least we're beginning to. So just being transparent with expectations, with offers, you can't always predict the future and things are going to happen, but keeping that pipeline to the collegiate programs or even to high schools is a great way to overcome that.
What do new employees need once we have them to best develop them?
In my opinion, you need to lay the foundation that they are supported. This was said by one of my panelists or fellow panelists earlier, where we grew up in a world of support from our parents, from our friends, and we need that when we go into the workplace. So that would be my first line of advice. Again, communicate. So now you've been communicating with them while they're in college, continue that conversation. Make sure that they can go to their bosses when they have a problem or need time off, or if something happens or they just want to ask a question. We want to work for you. We want to add value to the team. Tell us the best way to do that. We do look for constant feedback. And we want that so that we can grow, so we can get better, so that we can evolve over time, but in a shorter amount of time. So we're not just going to wait for that once a year, how are you doing sort of talk. We want that every day. We want that every project. We want to know, how do we improve? Because we just constantly want to get better and we constantly want to move forward and progress.
Thanks again, Anna, for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for watching drillingcontractor.org.